In this video, we are going to discuss about what are the different buckets in Splunk. So there are 5 buckets: hot bucket, warm bucket, cold bucket, frozen bucket, thawed bucket. But again, why do we need this many buckets? Let's see that one. So how data moves through this buckets in Splunk? Because is it like everything is same or everything is different? So yes, Splunk stores the data in the buckets and it is changing the bucket state depending on the size, time, and restart and retention policies. Based on these four conditions, it is changing the name of this bucket. So it's basically one data which gets stored as a hot bucket, starts from a hot bucket, and it travels through different buckets. So this is how it travels. So the input data comes directly and gets stored into the hot bucket. So this is where the hot bucket, why we are saying it hot is the data which is actively being stored. So that is hot. That's what we are saying. So it's not going to be temperature wise, but from the time wise, just now it came. So that's why we are calling it as a hot bucket. This hot bucket will be having a read and write operation. Both, because when you are searching the data, the hot bucket also will be participating in the searches. At the same time, hot bucket also gets written by the indexer. It will be written and at the same time it will be read as well. So read and write both will happen, and based on the size, or if it is increasing the maximum size, or based on the time, or whenever you do a restart, the hot bucket gets converted into warm bucket. Whenever you do a restart, for sure it will be converted into hot to warm. Okay, or if you are not restarting it, based on the size or time, which is basically retention policy, it gets converted into a warm bucket. But these hot and warm, they both will be in the same folder only, but the name will be changed. I'll show you in a moment. And the warm bucket will be read only, meaning it will be participating in the searches, but here no data will be actively written. Only in hot bucket the data will be written. Once the hot bucket gets converted into warm, it will be in a read only state. Okay, it is a recent data, that's why we are telling it as a warm. And then based on the retention policy or number of buckets, the warm bucket gets pushed into cold bucket. The data is same, only thing is the depending on the location where it is kept. So that's why we are telling it as a cold path. So in the different place we are storing cold path, it will be cold bucket. So here, this is the final bucket before the data is getting archived or deleted. So you are telling, like, when you are applying a retention policy, that retention policy gets applied till cold bucket. Beyond this cold bucket, the retention policy won't work. Cold bucket is the last bucket where the retention policy is getting applied. So after cold bucket, either the data might be deleted, it will be trashed, or that might be archived based on your retention policy. Like, by default it will be deleted. By default, if you are not specifying anything, by default after the retention policy, data will get deleted. But if you plan to archive the data, let's say you don't want that to be in your indexer but you want to be archived, then you can configure frozen bucket. Frozen bucket is a place where the data gets archived and kept it in the different folder. You can specify this whatever you want. But this data will not be available in the search. When you are searching, this data won't come. So if you want that to be searchable, you need to rebuild that one. So this is how the data gets flown. So the frozen data won't be searchable. If you want to make it searchable, then you need to put it in the thawed bucket, then it will be searchable. So this is how the data flows through. The detailed explanation is given in here, like in this page, you can read through it.